Daddy.
Alright, family, yo, this is Brother Hot Tim coming at you live and direct, and I have to let you know that you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. I am your host, Brother Hot Tim, and of course you know that you are now listening to the show called Folktale for Grown Folks, so put the kids to sleep. We're going to be telling stories, but the stories might not be for the children at this time. And this is a Heart of a Simple production. Well, we strive to blow up those old Alright. Before we get into the folktale, I want to send shouts out to everybody that's taking the Nguza Saba Challenge. I got a few people out there that's working with me the 21-day Nguza Saba Challenge. This challenge is for everybody that want to change their life, right? Now, you ain't going to necessarily turn around some habits that you may have had for 21 years in 21 days, but by at least applying part of the process, you can make incremental changes. And it's the small steps to the greatest steps that matter, right? If you want to start a journey, you start with the first step. You don't start at the end of the map. You start with the steps to move you there, and that's what the Nguza Saba Challenge gives you an opportunity to do. For example, today, most of you will be calling it I can't say the day or I have to drop and do push-ups. The day is Kujichagulia, a day of self-determination, where today my goal was to find examples of Kujichagulia all the way around me, because that's what I call this day, right? So I'm using my principles to mark out the world, right? I'm using my worldview to mark out the world. Black folks, we got to start focusing in on our worldview, because everybody else is using their worldview. You know what I'm saying? You know, the great pumpkin right now is looking at the world from his worldview, right? You know, Hillary was looking at the world from her worldview, right? You know, everybody is looking at the world from their worldview but us. We are the only universal people, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to say this is the problem with the whole universal piece, right? The whole problem with the universal piece is that you never get to focus on you, right? We don't own, our communities are disintegrating. While the country's unemployment rate is going down, our unemployment rate is going up, right? While everybody else's bills is going down, ours is going up, right? Now, this is a fact, right? America has, how can I put it? Our economic growth is stagnant here in America, right? It's hard for us to start businesses, and what Claude Anderson predicted is slowly but surely coming true. We are becoming a permanent underclass. Why? Because we have not established our borders. We have not established our mental borders. We have not established our emotional borders. We have not established our physical borders. So anybody could come and walk into our place. You know why? Because nobody want to say they black no more. It's all people of color and all that. Dude, we need to start acknowledging the fact that we are a special people here in America. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else. I mean, maybe other people are saying it, but I have to say it on my show. Family, we are non-immigrant class, as Dr. Claude Anderson taught us years ago. Non-immigrant class. What does that mean? We did not come over here on a ship with a dream. We came over here on a ship in a nightmare. We came over here on a ship covered in shit. We came over here in a ship tortured, raped, and some of us murdered and thrown overboard. We were forced over here. So we are a special class. And we keep trying to deal with America like we came over here like everybody else. We didn't cross no border illegally. The border crossed us. So we need to start using our minds and really start focusing on where we are. Right? You know what I'm saying? Many of us are living fantasies. Right? We honestly believe that the American dream was designed for us. And we out here hustling. And we out here grinding. And I'm with that. I'm with you on that. I want you to do that, right? But you need to grind with the understanding. You need to hustle with the understanding that in most cases we are hustling and grinding because we have to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like we don't have no generational wealth, right? We don't have no money being passed down. So we got to hustle, and we got to establish something in this generation so that we can make sure that we're passing something down to the generations that come after us. This is why I continue with my podcast, because if I don't have nothing else, I'm going to have ideas to pass to my kids. They're going to be able to take it might not be tapes or whatever mental contraption that they got now, because they got all types of shit now that we ain't even aware of yet. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be coming out, right? So whatever my kids is able to listen to this on, when I'm dead and gone, they're going to be able to put this in, and it's going to be relevant. Because the fact of the matter is, until we recognize who we are and where we are as black people, we will always get messed up. I think it was Nelly Fuller that said that until you understand this thing of, they call it white supremacy, I say white inferiority. West Asians upset, right? Until you understand that, everything else will confuse you. All right? So on this great day of Kujichagulia, right? On this great day of Kujichagulia, we need to really start defining ourselves for ourselves from our worldview. The exercises we do have to come from our perspective. The food we eat have to come from our perspective. The water we drink has to come from our perspective. We have to be able to look at the world through African eyes. And if you don't want to use the word African, that's cool. We just have to decide on what we're going to call it. And we need to be able to look at the world through those eyes. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not playing no more. As y'all could clearly see, they're not playing with us. And they're not playing with nobody else. We need to stop playing. We need to get those 5 parts of ourselves working together so that we can start coming together and work as one. Y'all ready? Intuition, mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical. All of them operate in different ways, right? The hand is no good if it's not working together. We need all of those parts to come together in a fist so we could bust somebody up. We got all types of people encroaching in our community. And I want y'all to think about this. Look at the election in France. What is the election in France about? What is the election in Germany about? What was the last election that we had about? They've been building this global society. They've been building this global world, right? But all of a sudden, now we have everybody screaming about nationalism. They circling their wagons, family. We need to circle our wagons. I need to be able to reach out to y'all. Y'all need to be able to reach out to me or people in our area, and we need to be able to start doing things together. We need to make sure that we got our provisions together, just in case. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, before we jump into the folktale, because I'm not going to hold y'all up with my madness, right? Oh, I do got one more thing to say. Drama is a necessary part of life. We go through drama. But all this over-dramatization, y'all, we got to stop it. We got to cut it. Right? We got to cut it. It ain't doing nothing for us. Right? See, we've been watching these TV so long and this reality TV shit for the last 20 years that we actually think that's how life works. Right? Don't work like that. We need to cut it. Right? We need to start. We got a lot of work to do, fam. We got a lot of work to do. All right. So, y'all know my show is brought by my sponsor, which happens to be me. And today we're going to open up the Death Eater. Y'all say, damn, brother, why you call it the Death Eater? Because this is that ambrosia, which is green tea and raw honey, fermented. Then I added burdock root and dandelion root, 2 of the most powerful and most underrated herbs on the planet, right? That damn near could cure death. I ain't gonna say cure because I don't want nobody coming up here trying to buy my shit and trying to cure themselves, right? That ambrosia, that's right. I want people to understand this is a maintenance drink, right? We got to start doing some physical maintenance, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Every morning I get up and I toast the ancestors on Facebook. And the thing I'm telling people is get you some water. We start off with water. Then we start off with a health drink. If you ain't got that ambrosia, if you ain't got your own kombucha, make you a tea, right? Or something healthy, because we can't service our ancestors if we sick, if we're falling apart, if we about to join them, right? Now, so I'm going to try to open this because this one is kind of active. Let's see if y'all can hear it. Woo. Whoa. Okay, we're going to let that one. Oh, it's ready to come. I got to. Whoa. All right. So that one ain't going to work right now. I got to let some air out. I'm telling y'all, this is alive. And what I need y'all to understand, those are active probiotics right there. You got all these people talking about probiotics. We got probiotics in our community. We can start making stuff like this, and we can start small businesses around health with stuff that we can make. Somebody out there know how to grow dandelion root. Somebody out there know how to grow burdock root, burdock plants. We need to start doing this type of stuff. It's simple stuff that we can start doing. You know what I'm saying? That we can start taking control of certain aspects of our community. All we got to do is decide on one fell swoop. Y'all continue buying all the other shit that y'all want, but we need to say, as a group, we only gonna buy lotion or shea butter or something to moisturize our skin from us. Period. If it don't come from a black country or produced by a black, we won't touch it. Now you go and eat all the Chinese food that you want. I know y'all ain't gonna give up y'all Chinese food. I know y'all ain't gonna give up y'all Brazilian hair. I know y'all ain't gonna give up a lot of that shit. But we can decide one major thing, that we will only purchase from ourselves. And I'm saying, I honestly believe it need to be some type of moisturizer, because every black person in America got a problem with ash. I didn't say ass. I said ash. A-S-H. That thing you wake up with that's on your skin, greeting you in the morning because of that bad water and that bad diet and those sodas and all that liquor and that weed that you smoking. I'm guilty. Not the weed, though, because y'all ain't going to catch me on that shit, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm guilty of the shit, right? Because I wake up with that ash, too. I'm working on it. But we can eliminate ash and make it a community thing, just like when United States said they was going to the moon. Or they're going to eliminate polio. We're going to eliminate ash. And we make it a community effort, and we pledge to not buy any other skincare products from anybody but people like us. And I'm telling you, the basic things, the only thing we need is stuff like coconut oil and shea butter. All that other shit ain't for your skin. I'm just telling you, all that shit in the levers and that shit is not for you. I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? You need to grab some natural shit and put it on your skin, because your skin is your biggest organ. A lot of us don't know that. Our skin is our biggest organ. I'm trying to wait for this ambrosia to kind of mellow out a little bit. There it go. All right. It's done protesting. All right. This is that Death Eater, y'all. So those of you who are new at the ambrosia game, if you get some ambrosia from me and you're not a veteran, then you need to put it in the refrigerator so that it will not go, because it will go to vinegar. It still be good for you, because that vinegar is good for you. But y'all see look how beautiful that looks. Put it up on the mic so y'all can hear it. Nice and mellow. I could taste the dandelion. Actually, I taste the burdock. Because actually, my fault. Burdock is sweet. As sweet as a plant called burdock could get, by the way. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You can't expect a lot. But the effects that they have on your body are incredible. All right. So, I'm opening up the lines. Anybody want to call in? I'm going to type in the number for you real quick, because the best shows are the shows with the discussion. So, here you go. 614-556-4535. I haven't been able to keep up with the news, family. I apologize. I got stuff going on. All right. The name of the story today is the Draught Mule. My fault. The Fly and the Draught Mule. All right. A fly sat on an axle tree of a chariot, and addressing the Draught Mule said, "How slow you are. Why do you not go faster? See if I do not prick your neck with my sting." The Draught Mule replied, "I do not heed your threats. I only care for him who sits above you, and who quickens my pace with his whip, or holds me back with his reins. Away, therefore, with your insolence, for I know well when to go fast and when to go slow." Where my lightning at? Where my lightning at? All right, call in now. Or forever hold your peace, because y'all know I'm about to get into this one, right? Because this one once again, I know y'all say it, brother. I tell you say it all the time. This is a life changer, y'all. This is a life changer. Class in session. Little dude in the back, put your hand down. Put your hand down. We about to start. All right, I'm going to read it one more time. Then we're going to get into it. We're going to break it down. Then I'm not only going to break it down, but then I'm going to bring it back and make it relevant for where we are as a group and as individuals today. All right, here we go. A fly sat on the axle tree of a chariot, and addressing the Draught Mule said, "How slow you are. Why do you not go faster? See if I do not prick your neck with my sting." The Draught Mule replied, "I do not heed your threats. I only care for him who sits above you and who quickens my pace with his whip or holds me back with his reins. Away, therefore, with your insolence. For I know well when to go fast and when to go slow." It is so many damn directions that I could take this. I could go religious. I could go political. I could go economical. I could go emotional. I could go physical. Y'all tell me which direction y'all want me. I'm waiting. Tell me what direction you want me to hit this. I'm ready. Which direction y'all want me to hit it from? Maybe I won't wait because it's kind of quiet out there. I don't know. Come on. All right, well, we're going to hit it. Political. All right. So, we have to first. We have to first look at it like this. Let's first, now, in the Gye-Nyame system, then emotional. Okay. So now, let's look at it. Let's identify the characters. We have 3 characters. 3 major characters. The first character being the Draught Mule. The second character being the fly. The third being the unseen master who has total control over the mule. Now, politics. In politics, right, you have the workhorse, because basically the politics are the reins and the whip. Military could be the whip, but politics are the rein and the whip that keep the mule moving. All right? The fly is the little side issues that they try to get you with. The fly is those little operatives that the opposite party or the person, the next person that want to be in charge of the mule, that's what that fly represents. So this fly is speaking to the mule. Now, but this mule, unlike a lot of us, is wise enough not to listen to the fly. Now, as a political body, y'all, we are mighty like a Draught Mule. We can pull the cart of this society. We have been pulling the cart of this society for a long time. We've been pulling the chariot of America for a long time. We built it up on our back. We are the Draught Mule in the sense of America, because when you look at the Draught Mule, what is it? The Draught Mule is a slave, right? The Draught Mule is a slave. And being a slave, the slave has a master. And basically with politics is about setting up masters, right? Politics. You know what I'm saying? Or politricks. It's about getting the mule to move in the direction you want him to move in. Now, so the fly is an irritant. The fly is the opposite party. The fly is somebody with another agenda, right? That's going to try to pull you away from the master. Not saying that the person that's holding the reins and the whip is right. The fly could be right. But this mule, being a loyal servant, unfortunately, because that's a whole nother lesson, because we go into that in the emotional piece. This mule is a loyal servant. And he knows who his master is. So he shows a certain amount of loyalty. So now, the lesson in this too is, let me make this comparison. In a lot of ways, when we look at our body politics, we are like the mule because we're totally loyal to our masters. Now, there's a few of us that might act as flies. Some of y'all listening in here trying to land up on the mule's back and tell the motherfucker, look, I'm gonna bite you until you start thinking. Now, I don't want to think. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me how fast to go. You can't tell me where to go. I'm listening to the one that got the whip. I'm listening to the one that got the reins. Some of us are flies. Brother Hatim right now is buzzing in your goddamn ear. You know what I'm saying? Wake up. Hey. You know what I'm saying? Wake up. But as a people, we act like this drought mule because, like, for example, the ones holding the reins for this drought mule is the Democrats. We going wherever Democrats, whoosh, move that way. Whoosh. You know what I'm saying? Whoa, Negroes, you trying to move too fast. Masses, whoa. You know what I'm saying? We're totally loyal like this drought mule, right? Not saying that the fly is even right. Not saying that I'm right. Not saying that you right when you buzzing around your friends. But the piece is, you can see the drought mule mentality in our political life. We're going to the ones that has the reins. Right now, the Democrats have the reins. And they get all the benefit from, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like we basically are the drought mule of America. We've been plowing the fields, picking the shit, building shit. Now, because they got tractors, they put the drought mule out to pasture. I need y'all to understand what's going on, right? You know what I'm saying? Because in many ways, we're becoming useless to society. I want y'all to think about that. When the last time you seen a horse on the street? I'm asking that because we see how they deal with things they used to use. In many ways, you no longer serve a purpose. In many ways, you just drawing a check. In many ways, you doing a job that they going to have robots to be able to do soon. I keep telling y'all about that. What are you doing to prepare yourself? What businesses are you start so that you can be able to sustain yourself when you are deemed, or when our group is deemed useless? Only when the cops riding it. That's right. And that's usually for show. Because he sure ain't chasing no criminals on no damn horse. Because them horses don't even run. They don't even like walking. I don't know if you ever went up to a police horse. Them is some mean motherfuckers, man. Them horse. One of them tried to bite me one time. I'm like, God, you racist ass horse. Even the horse? The police horse don't? Damn. The horse thought he was better than me. God damn. You know what I'm saying? But the point I'm trying to make, politically, right? We got a drought mule mentality. Right? Some of us act as flies. When we're trying to, look, you need to move fast. You need to, you know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. You can't tell me what to do. I know what to do. Look at our leadership, or the so-called leadership, the ones they go to. Right? Throw a couple of dollars. Whoosh, that whip. The dollar. Whoosh, right in line. I want that row straight. Whoosh. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we go. Let's get emotional. Now, let's say, so for the emotional piece, we got to look, I'm going to look at the 4 characters, because there's 4 characters in this. We have the fly, we have the drought mule, we have the unseen master, and we have the chariot. The chariot could represent your body. The mule represents your emotions. The unseen master sitting up there with the whip and the reins is supposed to be you, your true self, in control. And the fly is outside circumstances that keep on bothering you. Now, the way the human being is supposed to work, the way we're supposed to work when all 5 parts of our being is worked as one, is like that drought mule, that master, and that chariot. That mule is exactly and doing exactly what the master wants. But for most of us, the fly has more influence over the horse than the person guiding the chariot. The fly has more control over the emotions of the body than you. Many of us get caught up in little slide shit. It's little flies, distractions that's buzzing around our ears. Right? And we so caught up on that the self can't control the mule. And the mule is just going wild. Right? Y'all got to understand, right? Our ancestors, man, these stories are layered, man. You go so many different directions with them, and we just think that these are stories for kids to go to bed and stories for the kids to learn. But no, these are life lessons. Right? Right here, right now, we see that this ancestor using a draught mule, a chariot, an unseen master, and a fly is able to describe a political situation and an emotional situation. Just with that. All you got to do is it's called wisdom mining. You're looking at stuff. It's called being symbol literate. We're not. It's symbols popping up all around us, and many of us are missing it. And we need to be able to interpret it for some of the people around us because they're not seeing it. And you ain't got to be a pest about it. You ain't got to be like the fly constantly buzzing and stinging. But you do got to drop some jewels because they like seeds. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand our people are like fertile ground at this point in time because they've been very disappointed. And many of them are waking up to the reality that we are in the first generation. Those black people that are living now are going to end up, the way it's looking, we're going to end up doing worse than the generations that preceded us. Do you understand what that means? This means that if you have children now, your children may never be able to make enough money to leave the house. But we're not picking up the symbols. We think people got our best interests at heart. We think that the government is going to work for us. They may not hear now, but they will hear later, right? But unfortunately, a lot of people will hear it too late. So we need those people that are hearing right now and can see right now, we need to start taking definite actions. And one of the major things we could do is really start getting our economics together. We got to start doing business. We got to start building. Family? You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's little distractions like that fly that's taking you off course. Hell, let's look at it as success. Right? The successful person got their draught mule in control. I don't give a fuck what type of fly come. I got the whip. Whap-ya! Get to moving emotions. I want you to take me through this furrow because a lot of people don't understand that the emotions aren't just things that we feel. Emotions get us to move. It get us to either get us to move or to sit still. Some of us, we get hyped. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you can see young boys do it. Young boys do it real good. They get hyped and they ready to fight. Yeah, the emotions start moving. They ready to do something with it. Watch a team, right? What if you had to pick between two teams? One was unemotional, just sitting cool and calm, and the other one was hyped up. More than likely, you're going to pick the team with the energy. Because the energy going to go. At least you hope. Now, I have seen that situation switch before. But the point I'm trying to make is this. Right? We have to be in control of this draught mule in our life, which is our emotions. Now, the major issue, and I just learned this recently. I was just telling a young man this today. He came to me and he was having some issues, and I had an opportunity to pull him to the side and talk with him. And he shared his story with me, and I shared my story with him. I said, you know, for years, I used to think I woke up mad. And I didn't know why I would wake up mad. God damn it. Some of y'all know what I mean. I woke up mad for years, right? And it was until I went to a workshop 3 weeks ago that I finally figured out that I really wasn't waking up mad all the time. Yeah, sometimes I woke up mad because I had been violated. But other times I was really waking up scared. But since I have been groomed as a man in this society, I have not been able to identify scared as a true emotion. So one of the issues that we have with controlling our emotions is that we mislabel them. We don't teach our boys and now even our girls how to identify their emotions. So we got motherfuckers talking about they mad when they really scared. We got people talking about they mad when they really sad because they can't identify where they are. And because they can't identify where they are, they can't control the draught mule of their life. So the mule is just leaving the damn chariot. It's leading the chariot where it want to go, because y'all know that when your emotions start running, like with the horse, you know, when emotions start running, that's what I'm talking about. Brother Case's workshop, warriors, healers, and builders. And family, we need to bring them back. Because I'm trying to tell you right now, that whole emotion piece, that was family. Many of us we are naming things wrong, and because we're naming them wrong, we can't control them. Think about this. The universe, in a lot of stuff, the word was first. And one of the powers that we were given was the ability to name things. That's why today is important. Kujichagali is self-determination. The ability to define yourself for yourself. And not only define yourself for yourself, but to define the world for yourself. That's the power of man and woman. We have the ability to define the world. Now, we're operating in somebody else's definition of the world, so it won't work for us. It won't respond to us in a way that we think it's supposed to, because we are in a mindset to think that the world is supposed to respond to us, but the world was set up by West Asians, and because we are talking to the West Asian world, it won't respond to us in a way that we think it should. We have to redefine the world for ourselves and rename things so that we can start getting the world to start working for us, or at least grasp the definitions enough so that we can get control of the word, so that we can start making it work for ourselves. I know that sounds crazy to some of y'all, right? You know what I'm saying? But the issue is, in the beginning was the word was God, the word was with God, the word was God, or whatever, however they say it. But the point is, those words are important, those symbols are important, and we got to get grasp, we got to get control of those, because those basic symbols are helping fuck us up. And not only are they fucking us up, right? They're giving us the wrong words to define things. So when I'm looking at my emotions, for years I didn't know I was waking up scared. But then I put on my warrior mask and I'm no longer, I'm mad, god damn it. Now I'm destroying myself, destroying my community. Because I got a misguided demon in me. Navita called it an inappropriate emotional responses. And we got to be clear about it, fam. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to read the story one more time for those that's just now joining. The story of the day: a fly sat on the axle tree of a chariot, and addressing the draught mule said, "How slow you are. Why do you not go faster? See if I do not prick your neck with my sting." The draught mule replied, "I do not heed your threats. I only care for him who sits above you, and who quickens my pace with his whip, or holds me back with his reins. Away, therefore, with your insolence, for I know well when to go fast and when to go slow." How many of y'all know when to go fast and when to go slow? How many of y'all know your Nia in life? Right? You know what I'm saying? Many of us just lost. We lost. And I can give you all the history that I know. But it all breaks down to the basic principles that you're missing. Basic principles. They can be traced back to your people. And after you embrace the principles and start working with the principles, you start seeing that your life will turn out different. See, it don't make no sense to have high self-esteem and no principles. That shit that we see where that shit got to get us. You know what I'm saying? We got a whole bunch of niggas out here in the street with high self-esteem that's destroying the community. No principles. Man, they got principles, but it's not those. You know, it's not the principles we need. Right? So, you know, so I throw something out there like the Nguza Saba Challenge and say, yo, fam, we got to make some changes. I ain't saying you got to do it exactly like I do it, but what I'm saying is we need to really start promoting this Nguza Saba a little bit more. We need to start talking about Mayada a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Not just the mythic stories. The mythic stories is cool, but we need to really be talking about these principles. You know what I'm saying? What is truth for a black man? What is truth? You know what I'm saying? Is the truth the same truth for all people? Is the truth for the black man in America the same truth for the white for the West Asian in America? Or is that something we need to define? You know what I'm saying? That's real power, family. You know what I'm saying? Being able to define reality and ask questions. You know what I'm saying? And ask those questions. So this Draught Mule, even the Draught Mule, know to look towards its master. I got to ask this question. Who's your master? How do you communicate with your master? What guidance is your master giving you? Or, if you don't like calling master, who is the one that carries the whip in your life? Who's the one that has the reins? See, because we could look at ourselves as the Draught Mule. We could look at the one, because a lot of us, we want to look at ourselves as the person sitting on top of the cart. But that's part of the illusion that black folks is in. You know what I'm saying? We got these illusions of grandeur and shit, right? And we got to really look at where we are. We got to set where we are so that we can become the master sitting on top of the wagon because we understand where we are. Right? It's sort of like kids playing pretend. I remember when I was little, me and my cousin, we used to play and we used to argue over who could be Hercules in the game and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Playing make-believe. A lot of us as black people, we're playing make-believe. We're trying to exist on the middle class. I mean, we confuse wealth with pay. You know what I'm saying? We say I'm making $60,000, $75,000 a year. I'm rich. Nigga, please. You know what I'm saying? Because the bottom line fact is, there's a difference between being rich and being wealthy. There's a difference between getting paid, right, from a job and getting paid from your own business. You know what I'm saying? We're living in a pretend state. And we got to really break up out of that shit. Because it's not healthy. It's not helping us. It's not helping our kids. Because I want you to think about this, man. How many of y'all inherited anything from somebody in your family that died of value? Because I know a lot of us, we get into it ain't about the money, but shit, in America, it's about the money. I can't go to my rent office and tell these motherfuckers one of these folk tales and still be living in this house. As good as the folk tale is, right? I love the stuff. The tie. This might be one of the ties right here. My grandfather left me. You know what I'm saying? Why I was able to get. I love it. Right? But I'm not striving to leave my grandkids a tie. A suit. Right? I'm striving to leave a legacy of power that my children can stand on. And that's what we got to be working towards, family. That's what we got to be working towards. For us to be satisfied with just living our life and dying and not passing nothing on, I keep trying to tell y'all, man, listen, you got to live your life like you're a generation. We are a generational people. See, you got, like in Asia, West Asia, East Asia, they got different motifs for reincarnations. Some of them don't have the reincarnation, but other ones have the reincarnation where you can come reincarnated as a roach, you come reincarnated as a dog, you come reincarnated as a goat, you come reincarnated as a cow. But as African people, we come reincarnated through our same bloodline. So it means that if you leave your children broke when you reincarnate, it's a good chance that you're going to come back into the world broke. What kind of sense is that? If you already know, if you already have an idea, there's a possibility that you may be coming through some of your grandchildren. Wouldn't you want to leave them something so that when you come into the world, you got something to work with? We reincarnate through our own lines, man. And we leave in this world satisfied that we lived our life. Oh, I had enough money to pay for my burial. And we are slowly sinking. Slowly sinking. Claude Anderson told us 30 years ago that we own just as much property and wealth in America as we did when we was in slavery. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said? We control just as much wealth. When you throw on Oprah and you throw in Will Smith and you throw in You throw in all of the ballers that you know. We control the same amount of wealth that we did when we was still in bondage. When we still had physical chains on. And we wonder why the kids come back crazy. Why the kids acting crazy. Those are our great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents reincarnating like, damn, we ain't made no improvements. Turn this motherfucker out. Man, you know, hey, we ain't got no businesses. Where is the progress? And I'm going to say this. We are the progress, family. All, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, whether you listening to me now, whether you listen to me 5 years from now, we are the progress. We are what our ancestors prayed for. We are the generation that needs to make the change and make the tough decisions and have the tough conversations. We are the ones that have to make sure people understand there's nothing wrong with being a black person. We the only motherfuckers that think about this. We the only people that could be to us. It's wrong to be to you. I ain't never heard nobody too Asian. You too Asian. Too white. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, you too French. You know what I'm saying? You too Spanish. No, you too black. The fuck? It's almost like it's been bred into us. It's been educated into us that for us to be us is wrong. And many of us is like that draught mule. The other angle for that draught mule is that draught mule is a good and faithful servant. He don't give a damn. Long as he get his oats and he don't get hit with that whip, he gonna do whatever the fuck he need to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying some of us need to turn from a draught mule to a fucking wild bucking bronco and just throw these motherfuckers off. Not just for ourselves, but for the generations preceding us, because the issue is when we start thinking generationally, it allows us to open up and be more willing to work together, right? Because this is the issue, right? We have structured our whole lives around other people's view of the world. So their view of the family is our view of the family. Mother, father, child. Rather than grandmother, grandfather, mother, father, child. Cousin Pookie. You know what I'm saying? Aunt Velma. You know what I'm saying? We need to go back to our collective ways. Why? Because that gives us an opportunity to start stacking wealth. We spend a majority of our income. I want y'all to think about this. A majority of your income go towards your life raft that keeps you afloat. That's how we've been programmed to live. So we'll never get ahead. Why? Because rent is always due, or the mortgage is always due, the electric bill is always due, the gas bill is always due, the car payment is always due, the phone bill is always due. You know what I'm saying? We got these basic things, but the thing that I discovered in college, right? I couldn't, it was kind of hard to keep it together. You know what I'm saying? Was that when I stacked a bunch of motherfuckers in the house, we had a bunch of weed money. Now the weed money was the extra money. We had a bunch of extra money. We was able to eat out. You know what I'm saying? We was able to take trips. You know what I'm saying? We wasted a lot of money. But we stacked up in that house, and when rent time came, boom, we put it together. It just needed to be a little bit more organized. Right? My grandmother, in a sense, did the same thing, because in my grandmother's house, it would be 3 generations at one time. They had to break that shit up. Right? I mean, really, because when you think about it, that's how we used to live. They broke that shit up. Right? So they got these little dinky ass houses that they building that we paying $200,000 for. Right? There's a one family house. You paying $200,000 for a one family house? I mean, I want y'all to think about this. Even when we add it out, these houses are not worth the houses that our ancestors used to live in. My grandmother's house had an attic with 2 bedrooms, a full closet in between them. It had 1, 2, 3 bedrooms on the second floor, and it had a livable basement. And every last one of those was in operation. Some of them with 2 people in it, because me and Ebony shared the same room. I was so glad when college came, so I could have got the room with Ebony. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know who snored louder, him or me. Sometimes I wake up, I thought it was me snoring. You know, I come from a snoring family, so we have competitions all the time. You know what I'm saying? I was so happy. I was so happy when I went to the military, or I would, you know what I'm saying, or went to school, because I got out of that. You know what I'm saying? But then I look back on it, and I was trying to duplicate the house. And the reason is because when you start seeing, dang, you got all these people. If y'all put a plan together, y'all can start building wealth. Right now, we're trading our freedom and our children's freedom so that we can have privacy. When I was doing Gye-Nyame house, I told some of the young brothers, I said, listen, most of y'all gonna age out. I said, y'all go get jobs at McDonald's. We could pile up in this house. We could pay the mortgage off. When we get it down low enough, we'll take a loan. I'll buy another house and we'll split. Half of y'all live in this house. The other half of us live in another house. Right? And then when we pay that one down, we do the same thing. We just have to start keep our numbers up. You know what I'm saying? We got to bring people in that's on the same plan that we are. But then you always got individuals with different agendas. You know what I'm saying? You got when people in survival mode, they can't think. So they can't think beyond the moment. And as a people, we need to take a break, take a breath, drink some ambrosia, and contemplate the future. Those of us that's old enough. And then we need to go on and start guiding some of the young people, as hard-headed as they can be. But there are young people that's looking for guidance. This is how you do it. You know what I'm saying? I just wish I had somebody when we was doing Mac House that I would have listened to. I mean, Nomo tried to tell us some stuff, but it was what it was. Can't dwell on the past. My power is in the moment. So, but most of us need to get out the drought mule phase, where we are just willing to go wherever the master tell us to go. The master tell us how fast to go, The master tells us when to stop. And I'm challenging you. Though if the master is not moving you in the direction that you need to go, buck his ass up off that chariot. Right? I'm telling you, man, Aesop was on some shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you. I'm going to read this because I'm going to let y'all go. I try to keep these shows up under an hour. The Fly and the Draught Mule. A fly sat on the axle of a tree of a chariot. Addressing the Draught Mule said, "How slow you are. Why do you not go faster?" "See, if I do not prick your neck with my sting," the Draught Mule replied, "I do not need your threats. I only care for him who sits above you and who quickens my pace with his whip, or holds me back with the reins. Away, therefore, with your insolence, for I know well when to go fast and when to go slow." Now, on the other note, looking at the Draught Mule in a different way, yes, our whole family, everybody, generations, collective building wealth and legacy. That's right, Miss Jackson. Let me go on there. Oh, build wealth and legacies. The future. That's right. See, because like I said, I want people to imagine. See, because even if it's not true, it's a good motto. Generational. They used to tell us that our ancestors didn't name our children for a certain amount of days because the elders wanted to look and see who that child was returning to this world. So I'm taking that as that we reincarnate in our bloodline, which means that it is your responsibility now to set your family up to a point so that when you return back, you got some shit to work with rather than having to start from scratch. We done fell into somebody else's worldview and we're going to heaven, or we reincarnating, or we chilling with Allah. You know what I'm saying? And we're coming back on E. I'm saying that shit needs to stop. It needs to stop. We need to stop letting our children come into this world on E. That's not fair to them, and that's not fair to us. We're not having the real conversations that we need to have. We're listening to the fly. Now, in this case, the Draught Mule can be good. We're listening to the fly that's buzzing in our ear. Come on, girl, let's lay down and make this baby. Come on. Come on, let's kick it. Oh, fuck studying. You don't need to learn that shit. You ain't gonna start your own business anyway. You just gonna get a job. Go to college, get a job. Those the flies. You know what I'm saying? In this case, we need to be like that mule and be like, I know how fast I need to go. Sister Jill says, and if what you're doing now, your master is not supporting your legacy, then buck it and get in line for and set something up. Because in line for it, set it up. Get in line to set it up. That's right. And y'all need to understand, most of our masters are not moving in the direction that we are moving in, that those that are listening to this type of show are moving in. Most of the people that we are working for are not. So those places are only temporary stops for you. You got to be thinking of a master plan. This ain't nothing but sweat inside your hand. Right? Thinking of a master plan. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's Kujichagulia Day. It's the day of self-determination. Right? Today is the day you can make a decision to start laying out your plan. And not just think about it, but write it down. This shit I'm doing right now, I was writing down and talking about 5 years ago. Right? The technology is just now catching up with my motherfucking vision. So now I got to catch up and learn how to work the fucking technology to get done what I said I wanted to do. Me and my brother, Preston, we used to sit around and we talked about setting up, when we was doing the real estate, we was talking about setting up something called G-Web Radio. And at the time, I think it was like 2006, you know what I'm saying? The internet wasn't like this, like it is now. And we was talking about setting up a platform where artists will be able to share their music, and we will find a way to promote it over the internet, and anybody could get it and listen to their music. You know what I'm saying? And so they wouldn't have to sign with big record companies. Right? I mean, so what the only point I'm trying to make to you is that shit. Write down your shit. Because you could go back and review and you could see if you're keeping progress with what you was talking about. I was talking about doing this years ago. I'm playing independent artists when I could get their stuff on my radio show. It's just the technology, somebody else did it before I was able to do it. But I'm going to use the tools to get to where I need to get. I'm like that. In this way, I'm like that mule. I know how fast I need to go. Right? Spiritually, the drop mule. Right? Like I told you, when it comes to the 5 parts, that drop mule for me is the emotions. Because the chariot, once again, the chariot is your body. The master is yourself, your true self, or your spirit, or your soul, however you want to look at it. The mule is your emotions. And most of y'all are letting your mule run the fuck wild. Your emotions is fucking up your life. Because it don't want to listen to the master. It don't matter if the master hitting it with the whip. Slow your ass down. You pop, pop, pop. You know what I'm saying? Your emotions is just running wild. Right? Y'all need to get control. Right? I ain't saying not to experience the emotion. I'm saying learning to deal with it. Be self-determined. Yes, self-determination. Let's get our collective love work on. We got to. I mean, because we ain't got no choice. Especially me and you. We got little girls. See, I want y'all to understand this, right? In me watching the news, and I'm about to get up off of here. We watching the news. I'm looking at the possibility of America being war-torn. And I have babies. And I got kids all around me. And the question that constantly hits my mind is, how am I going to be able to help my kids if America is war-torn? I'm talking about an outside force coming in or however it goes. Because during war, all rules is off. You got grown men raping little girls. Can we protect our little girls? Can we build something now to fortify and protect our children just in case? This is what Wakesa model taught us as well. We got emotional work. Hell yeah, we got emotional work to do. We've been misdiagnosing our emotional state for a very long time. Right? As individuals and as a group. Like I said, we got to bring them back. We need part 2. Right? We need part 2. But I got my charts hanging up everywhere. I'm like, damn, I'm looking at that. Am I mad, sad, or scared? or am I feeling peaceful, powerful, or joyous? Oh, hell yeah, Call it the 5 parts. You know what I'm saying? I talk about that on the Goose Cyber Challenge. Y'all need to get on that 21-day challenge. I'm about to post it up for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and I'm about to get up out of here. It's time for me to go to bed because I got to get up and do that daily toast at 4:15 in the morning. Y'all could join me. Y'all could catch it later. If you have ancestors that you want me to shout out, you can send me you can send me the ancestors that you want me to salute in your personal line, but I'm only saluting personal ancestors. So you ain't got to send, because Martin Luther King is getting poured for, Malcolm X is getting poured for, Booker T. White, they all, you know what I'm saying, Fannie Lou Hamer, they all being poured for. We need to start pouring for our personal ancestors. We need to start calling on the power of our family lines, because those are the closest ones to us, and that's where our power is. Right? So, those that are interested, here you go. I got a bunch of free books and all types of shit. Brother High Tim ain't playing. And on top of that, you get a discount, a crazy discount on sipping on some ambrosia so you can sit with your brother. All right. So, hey, this has been Brother High Tim. You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. I am your host, Brother High Tim, and this was Folk Tales for Grown Folks. And I hope and pray that I blew up some old paradigms. All right, family. Those that want to join tomorrow, we'll be doing tribal quotes tomorrow. Oh, yeah, I shout out Mr. Ellis. You know, I gotta shout him out anyway. But Mr. Ralph Jackson. All right. Text me that so I could do that in the morning. For Mr. Ralph Jackson. Any other ancestors? I know some of y'all ain't up at that time in the morning, but I'm up, and there's some other people that's up. But we out.
Mr. Diddy.